So we got another pod winner here at the not YCS, but the WCQ here, who was able to win it with what? What is your name, by the way?
My name is Andy.
Andy is I think he's a previous YCS champion.
Yeah.
So 2017 in Denver, winning with Infernoid Zodiac.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Yeah. So we have a YCS winner who was able to do it well in Edison. What deck did you play today?
The most modern deck is Dragon.
Dragons.
Dragon Turbo, yeah.
So your Dragon list differs a little bit, so we're gonna see what it is that differs compared to other Dragon Turbo lists.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, this is pretty standard. Triple Red MD, triple Debris Dragon, triple Blue Eyes, and triple Stone. It's all like super standard.
Anniversary Blue Eyes, yep.
Yeah. Gotta play these ones, but like this is kind of like your win con, and this is like how you get through the deck. So you can't really. I tried. I mean, I never really messed with those, but I wouldn't touch those.
Okay.
I play, and then obviously there's like Drago, which you use to kill people, and like it's actually just kind of like a really good control card against certain decks. And I actually main deck the Prime material as well.
Okay.
I've been maining this for a long time. I think it's just really important in like matchups like Hero, just like dealing with Ab-Zero as well as Machina, and just like against backer decks in general. Most people side it, but I think it's pretty good in the main, and like I think it's more consistent than like a card like Trunade.
Oh, you don't play Trunade?
Not in the main.
I see.
Yeah, and then I also play these two.
So tell us what the Phantom
Well,
Dragon
actually,
is.
so Guard is pretty normal, but I actually didn't play it until recently because mainly because like the Guard slot was the Prime material.
Yeah.
But I've been I had like 2 spots in the deck, and I was looking for like something to be a little more consistent, like to help with the consistency. So I was trying like more Vortex Troopers, I was trying Morphing Jar, just whatever. But I put in the Guard just to try it, and one thing I really like about it is just having more dragons in the deck makes it so that your late game Future Fusion draws are a lot better. Because normally if you, like in the standard list, if you draw Future Fusion later, you usually can't even use it. But in this deck, you can, because you play like 2 extra dragons, or 4 extra dragons, I guess, kind of. So like it's really common that you draw into Future Fusion in the middle of the game, and you can still activate it to get a plus.
Got it.
So I put the Guard in, and I liked it so much that I wanted to try this Phantom Dragon. It's a level 8 dragon, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But one thing that's kind of difficult with the deck is like the deck is kind of an incomplete toolbox where you have the engine doesn't actually out everything that you want it to out, but you have the draw power, so you can play the bomb cards that can deal with the scenarios for you. But the issue that causes is that if you play one of the bomb cards and you lose it, then it's gone forever. And if you play 2, then you risk drawing both of it and just bricking.
Got it.
So this kind of is nice as like a second Tragodia, that like if you draw with Tragodia, or if you just don't need a Tragodia, it can be just like a trade-in target, or just a dragon.
What does it do if you want to let us know?
Its effect is when your opponent special summons a monster, you can just special summon it from your hand.
Yeah.
And then it blocks 2 of your zones while it's face up on the field.
Okay.
So it's pretty much just a level 8 dragon that like it helps with consistency.
What's the stats of it? 22?
It's 23-22, so
22.
it's okay.
Are you summoning in attack mode or defense?
It's depending. Like if it's walling, then I'll summon an attack. But if it's not, I might as well just chump block with it.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Light tart? It's a light?
It's a light, so it really is just to chump.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Vortex Trooper is pretty standard. I wanted to try 2 or even like a Card Trooper, but especially with my list because I cut a card, it's just really awkward to draw multiple.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to the deck just to make Debris Dragon more of a real card. If you look at the deck, like cards like Drago, Prime, and even Debris are just really good non-OTK or combo cards. You can just use them as themselves and then gain value out of them that way.
Okay.
So yeah, and then obviously Tragodia is just insane in this deck, just because it comes out at like 3k plus, and then it just steals monsters all the time because you play like the most insane thing is like you special it, and then when they have like 4 back row, and then you heavy storm them, and when they road you just discard Blue Eyes and take the Stardust.
Nice.
Yeah. And then that's it for monsters. It's like 18. For spells, it's triple rejuve, 3 trade-in, 3 continents.
Yeah.
Future Fusion, best card. Card Destruction. These 2 are probably like the 2 God cards in the deck. If you draw them, both of them, just because like in like different ways. Future Fusion obviously instant +2, but you need to convert it.
Right.
Whereas Card Destruction basically converts any hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Super Rejuvenation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then some like more one-of just Avarice, Heavy. I'm only on 1 stone. That's a little unconventional. I used to play 2, but I feel like Stone is a little bricky. And for that reason, I actually considered not playing it at all. But when I cut it, I had that issue I was talking about where like, if you lose, like for example, like Heavy and Avarice, if you use them and they get negated by Solemn or whatever, and you lose them, you have no way to get them back. So like, I decided to put it back in just because it can be a second copy of either of these, and because you can still combo with the Rejuve, it's more consistent than like a True Nade or something, or like a second Avarice.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. 2 instant fusions. I also messed around with playing 1, but I think just because it's not that high impact, you're never gonna Magical Stone it back. So I think you just need to. And then just like filler. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So that's a 40 card main deck. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
40,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And then for side deck, second Drago. This is pretty much for value in like Lightsworn. You just want to have the second one so that you can like, they're siding cards to stop it from comboing, and you can just beat them down with like a Drago and they can't do anything. I side this, which is kind of not normal either. This was actually suggested to me by my friend Matt when he was playing it. And it's partially the reason why I cut the Magical Stone from the main deck. I tested this a long time ago and I didn't like it in the main because it's pretty much just like a vanilla, like 1800 beater, and it's like really slow. If you draw it, it does nothing. But actually, like a lot of the reasons why I didn't like it in the main deck, post-sided makes a lot of sense. Because one of the most common cards people side against this deck is Crow, and like anytime you get this to the graveyard, it's just going to force the Crow for free, making your other graveyard reliant cards resolve better. The other thing is, it being an 1800 vanilla is like pretty lame pre-side, but like post-side it hits over Dyna, it's unaffected by deck devastation, and it also just makes Future Fusion a lot stronger because when you're draw comboing and you send this, then they have to you make a board they have to answer right away, and because I'm siding in trap cards, it becomes more feasible that I can actually protect my red MD. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like this card. Snipe Hunter is...
Yeah, Snipe Hunter. I love that Snipe Hunter.
Yeah, I've even named this for some time, but I think this card's main strength is that it's a type of removal that works against back row and monsters. So you can use it in ways that like you can side it versus like Lightsworn or Frog, or like just like decks that were like you don't know if they'll side Floodgates or they might side Monster Flood. You don't know, but like it's insurance for that. And it obviously just combos really well with Whitestone and Rejuvenation.
Yeah. So you're not really losing anything.
Yeah. Consecrated is just 1 because Blackwing is a hard matchup, but I wanted a card for it. The fact that it loses deck dev kind of sucks, but if you can ever set it up with Prime Material, that's like almost equivalent of the Decree Lock with Consecrated.
Okay.
And then spells, Vortex. Playing second book instead of the Vortex, just because I think I had too many games where I just drew double Vortex and they would just kill me while I have them in my hand, or I have to Vortex something really bad just to like not die. So having one of each makes it so they both out like Dyna or like Vanity Speed, but if you draw them together, you can like Vortex a board and have protection, or you can like bait them into committing, survive, and then Vortex them. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
True Nade, just post side, you want a second Heavy Storm, so yeah.
Are people siding a specific side deck that you want to True Nade in games 2 and 3?
Oppression.
Oppression, I see.
Yeah.
The second one, basically. Okay.
Yeah, and then Mind Control, just super broken against any type of Hamster Raikou deck. The most insane thing is that because you play Drago, they have to take out their hamsters, so you don't even worry about mind controlling a hamster without a Raikou in your deck.
Yeah.
So you just mind control, so it's just always taking Raikou, and like, yeah.
I see.
And then for traps, 2 Decree, which is pretty standard. And I play some trap cards, which are like right here.
So you said the Oppression.
Yeah, this is actually kind of new. I actually wasn't doing this for Time Wizard, for the Ultimate Time Wizard. I just put them in after. And I didn't get to use them in the pod, which is what I wanted to try to do. But it's theoretically nice just because it's narrow, but like versus matchups like GBs or versus matchups like Machina or something. You're able to like Oppression them and then like Decree after. So like Oppression will stall them out until you go full combo to Decree them.
Okay.
But I can't speak too much because I didn't get a chance to do that. These I actually like a lot. The main reason is just because there are more answers to Fossil Dyna and things, but also post side, when your opponent's hating on your deck, it's a lot harder to like convert your advantage off of like the draw engine. Whereas like Torrential and Mirror Force are just like really easy cards to draw into that you can instantly convert advantage, because they're still trying to like you use the threat of your deck's combo power to make them go aggro on you, and you just hit them with these.
I see.
Yeah. And this is
a lot of times when Dragon Trouble sets cards, people don't think it's a real set.
Exactly.
And so you can use that sort of to your advantage.
Yeah. So like you basically use like the threat of the deck's ability to OTK you to bait them into like
committee.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
see. Very cool.
And the last one's just Death Shoot. Death Shoot's like, it's kind of similar to these, but I don't side over. It's mainly for like any type of combo-y deck, like Lightsworn or Frog or even the Mirror. Just any matchup where you would hold, like they would hold cards in their hand.
Yeah.
One of the issues with Death Shoot in this deck is that because you draw so much, if you don't open Death Shoot, you're almost guaranteed to see it at some point in the game. So you can't really side it for matchups where like it would be dead at a later point in the game, because then it'll just be useless.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're treating Dragon Trouble as if it's not really a combo deck when it's games 2 and 3.
Maybe more like I'm treating it like it's not an OTK deck.
Yeah.
Like, I think you still do the combos, but you have to like
draw.
Yeah, and you have to like acknowledge that they're like it's gonna be a lot harder to combo both sides because they have all the Vanity Fiends, all the oppressions, and like deck devastation virus. So just try to play a little bit more closer to the floor, and then just try to make games out of stuff.
Very cool. Do you remember your matchups throughout the pod?
Shoot, I played against a Macro round 1.
Macro?
Yeah, I actually won game. I won game 1 without even seeing what he was playing. So I was like, it's either Macro or it's Hero.
Yeah.
So I sided for Hero, and then it was Macro, so I lost that, and then I just corrected my side deck so that he could
to beat it. All right.
Yeah. And then round 2 I played against Gadgets.
Gadgets? Okay.
And then,
Machina Gadgets?
Yeah, just Machina Gadgets with like DeFi and stuff, and then like Frog in the final.
Frog's in the final. Okay.
Like Frog mono.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for the deck profile. Oh, you have more? yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So let's go into your extra deck.
Yeah, so I mean, 5-headed's pretty normal. Ojama Knight, I mean, this is pretty normal, but
those
like
are the normal ones.
this sometimes is Mariner. I chose to do Ojama Knight just because I think Mariner is really only for the mirror, so that you can Goyo take their Drago.
Right.
But versus Frogs and stuff, where like both the level 6 synchros are good, it's nice to have Ojama Knight just so you can like make it again without the need of instant fusion.
Right.
2 Darkfire Dragons because you play 2 instant fusions, and because you banish it, you can't get it back with Avarice, so you just need to.
Yeah, you need to.
And then just like the level 3 target for emergency Black Rose. Because I'm not playing Mariner, it's also important that it's not a lighter dark, so that if you have Drago on the field, you can instant fusion for this and double tribute for Red MD.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's how you add it. Okay, makes sense.
And then Trident, Stardust. This is the only level 8 I play, just because like 8s are just harder to make, and it's the only one that you ever lose games because you don't have it. I feel like. But yeah. Black Rose, Exploder, Ancient Fairy. This is pretty nice actually, but these are pretty standard. And then
What do you make Exploder for?
It outs Spirit Reaper. Sometimes it'll out like just like walls. Like it can't out Armor Master, but I've outed like an Ancient Fairy Dragon with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Goyo, Iron Chain, Brio, Catastor, Arm, and Gores token. Even though I don't play Gores.
Right. Would you consider playing Gores instead of the Phantom Dragon in the future, or just keeping Phantom Dragon?
If I consider playing Gores for a while, especially in my locals, because people know what I'm playing now, so they always attack highest to lowest rather than the other way around. But then even then, it would just have to be in the side.
Yeah.
I think the advantage of Phantom Dragon is what I was saying about like it's not redundant because it is a dragon, it is level 8, so that you can, if you have it, if you don't need it, you can trade it in or just use it as a dragon.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Gores is not a dragon.
If you have like Gores Dragon hand, your hand's just really slow.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for the deck profile, Andy. Hope to see you more in the future, especially since you live closer to me than I thought you did.
Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento. So I'll be there at YCS Sacramento, and hopefully I'll see you there at the Ultimate Time Wizard.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah, no problem.